In a world where anime isn't just entertainment but a cultural movement, interior decorating inspired by beloved series like Kimetsu no Yaiba finds a special place in the hearts of fans. This narrative explores how the fierce yet poetic world of Demon Slayer can merge with the natural, handmade imperfections of artisanal decor. We'll be diving into the art of storytelling through design, blending the elemental beauty of traditional Japanese aesthetics with a contemporary handmade American touch, raw, emotional, and inspiring. Each Hashira, the elite warriors in Kimetsu no Yaiba, is linked to a unique elemental theme: water, fire, wind, stone, and more. These elements can inspire different rooms in a home, with each space representing the essence of one character. Handmade clay vases with uneven glazes may reflect Jutomioka's calm flow, while charred wood sculptures express the ferocity of Kaijuro Rengoku's flames. Zenitsu Agatsuma's aesthetic evokes nervous energy and delicate beauty. Imagine hand-dyed yellow linens with subtle gradients, frayed edges that speak of vulnerability, and imperfect shoji paper lanterns dimly glowing like a flash of lightning. These gentle imperfections give the space a lived-in feeling, full of warmth and story. Nezuko's wooden box is more than a vessel, it's an emblem of protection and sacrifice. In an interior setting, this could translate to handcrafted wooden storage boxes with burnished edges, locally sourced and etched with traditional patterns. When left slightly raw and unpolished, they carry both form and emotion. Tanjiro Kamado embodies groundedness, integrity, and the warmth of family. Reflecting this in your living room might include earth-toned furniture made from reclaimed wood, hand-stitched quilted throws, or nature-inspired tapestries that pay tribute to the forest, a silent but ever-present character in the series. While anime is often associated with action and movement, it's possible to convey this sense of dynamism through the fluid strokes of a handmade wall hanging. Think large, dyed textiles representing knicker and blade movements, or abstract wall art that mirrors the water-breathing techniques with flowing indigo and white ink. Inspired by the haunting and beautiful Mugen Train arc, a dining room can be transformed into a dreamscape with handmade paper lanterns, mismatched ceramic dinnerware, and driftwood centerpieces. Subtle references like train motifs in etched woodwork or embroidered linens can ground the fantasy in a handmade reality. Inosuke's character calls for something more primal: natural furs, rugged stone decor, and rough-hewn wooden beams. Handcrafted macrame wall art with coarse rope and irregular knots brings this wild energy into the home, inviting untamed creativity with a rustic American twist. For a creative accent wall, hand-painted murals inspired by Nichiren swords add a subtle yet personal nod to the series. Choose muted tones to reflect the handmade imperfection aesthetic, weathered reds, stormy blues, and mossy greens that blend fantasy with grounded beauty. Inspired by Tengen Yuzui, consider using bold, rhythmic patterns like tribal prints, zigzags, or even musical motifs woven into handmade textile art. This brings a theatrical flair to spaces like home offices or music corners without overwhelming the calm of the overall handmade decor. Nothing speaks to the anime's roots more than kanji calligraphy. Opt for artisan-made scrolls featuring hand-painted characters of strength, kindness, and perseverance. The brush strokes themselves should be imperfect, fluid and expressive, as if breathing life into the ink. Shinobu Kocho's butterfly-themed world can inspire a feminine, soft aesthetic, pressed wildflowers in handmade glass frames, pastel linens with embroidered insects, and lace doilies from vintage collections. These subtle touches, when imperfectly stitched or slightly aged, evoke the delicate balance between life and death the character represents. Small wall niches can serve as respectful nods to the fallen demons who once were human. Use handmade clay sculptures, imperfect busts, or shadow boxes filled with symbolic items like feathers, stones, or dried flowers to reflect their stories in an abstract, tasteful way. Celebrate the changing seasons with rotating decor inspired by episodes, autumnal handmade wreaths for the flame Hashira, icy winter ceramics for Michiro Takedo, and spring cherry blossom arrangements in hand-thrown pots for the Kamadu siblings' peaceful moments. Let nature's imperfection inform your choices. Use handmade or vintage Haori-style fabrics as throw blankets or wall drapes. Their flowing shape and traditional patterns are perfect for creating a soft yet structured ambience. Even if frayed or faded, these elements echo the lived-in beauty of tradition and resilience. Blending American craft with Japanese anime themes might seem unexpected, but it works beautifully when guided by the principle of emotional authenticity. Think Appalachian pottery styled with kimono fabric table runners. Each imperfection, each fingerprint in the glaze, becomes part of the story. Lighting should be soft and ambient, like the lanterns of Taisho-era Japan. Consider hand-poured beeswax candles in misshapen holders, rice paper lamps with subtle tears or folds, and Edison-style bulbs paired with driftwood mounts, each casting a different kind of handmade glow. This isn't about plastering posters or figurines on shelves. It's about design that feels like the anime. It's the emotional core, the family, the struggle, the beauty and pain, that drives this decor. Let the fandom breathe through materials, not logos. In the end, the magic lies in how you tell the story. Each handmade piece, whether a cracked ceramic, a raw-edged quilt, or a roughly painted mural, acts as a character. The imperfections are not flaws, they are narrative threads tying your space into a living anime-inspired art piece. A home inspired by Kimetsu no Yaiba and Handmade Imperfect Beauty is not merely a fandom shrine, it's a sanctuary of soul. It honors characters not by replication but by resonance. It fuses story, spirit, and space into one holistic aesthetic that is both timeless and deeply personal. And in a culture that cherishes creative individuality and storytelling, it's the perfect canvas for those who wish to bring anime home, in style, heart, and handmade glory.